Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the headquarters of MTV8, the Hungarian Public Service Media, for the official draw of the 2022 FINA World Championships water polo competition. Over the course of the next 40 minutes or so, the 16 women and 16 men teams who qualified for Hungary will discover the beginning of the path they will need to navigate on in order to reach their goal to play in the final of the competition and become the champions of the world. Of course, it's 2022. In normal times, there shouldn't be a World Championship this year, but with the pandemic and the delay of the 2021 Fukuoka's event, Hungary and FINA joined their forces. Now the athletes all around the world will have the opportunity to fight for the world titles. Of course, we all remember, having seen the clip at the beginning, it had been an amazing 2 weeks 5 years ago when Budapest and Balatonfüred were the hosts of the 2017 World Championships. Now the time frame is much shorter, but we can say that these worlds will be even bigger for the water polo competition. We'll have preliminary games not just in Budapest at the legendary Alfred Hajós swimming complex, but also in Debrecen, Sopron and Szeged. We start the draw shortly, but first let's hear the thoughts of the president of FINA, Hussein Al-Musallam.
Dear FINA family, dear athletes, on behalf of FINA family, we are looking forward to seeing the water polo family gathering in Budapest in just over 2 months' time for the 19th FINA World Championship. I can already feel the excitement building within the aquatic community. In 2017, the iconic Alfred Hajós swimming complex, Margaret Island in Budapest, provide incredible spectacle of sport. In 2022, we have an opportunity to make history once again. 16 of the world's best men and women water polo teams will go head to head, competing in 4 different cities for the first time in the water polo history. This new format will provide Budapest, Debrecen, Szeged and Sopron the opportunity to celebrate our shared passion for water polo over the 2 weeks of the world-class competition. Our thanks must go to the Budapest local organizing committee and the local authority for their support and efforts in making this happen. The staging of the FINA World Championship would of course not be possible without their incredible collaboration and flexibility. I would like to wish all of you the very best of luck in the draw and for your final weeks of preparation. See you in Budapest soon.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Before we start with the women's competition, I would like to welcome our 2 guests who will help our job with the draw today. First of all, a player who knows how to become a world champion and who is an expert in playing in front of the home crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, Márton Vámos is with us. Hello and welcome to our studio. First of all, it's not the first time that you will have the opportunity to play in front of the home crowd. You were selected as the most valuable player in 2017. How do you remember back to those 2.5 weeks?
It was a great memory for me. But for me, the thing is we went to the final is meaning more than the thing is I was the MVP.
You will play again at the Hajós complex. We can say that this is the Wembley of water polo. What do you think about it?
I agree with that. I have many foreign team players in my club, and they call it the Mecca of water polo. There was many great matches and many great players have played there. So it is a big thing to play again there.
You were European champions in 2020. You became bronze medalist in Tokyo last year. What are your chances and the goals for the upcoming World Championships?
First of all, we have 3 players who retired from the national team, but I think Hungary always has the great young players who can play that level where these members played before.
We'll see, and of course the Hungarian public and the fans will be with you, as with the swimmers as well, because Márton will be joined by a swimmer who is still only 22 years old, but we can say that he has already won everything.
Milák Kristóf szárnyal a vízben! Óriási! Óriási!
Kristóf Milák is here with us. Hello, Kristóf. I guess that you had some time to process what happened with you in the past few years. Do you think back or you look forward instead?
It's a very good question. I already managed to process what happened, but usually I don't care what happened. I care what can I do better, more efficiently, more accurately. I look ahead.
You will have the chance to swim again in Danube Arena in 2017. For a lot of Hungarian fans, and not just for the Hungarians, that was the first time when we saw Kristóf Milák. How do you remember back to those World Championships?
Yes, it was my first appearance almost in front of the whole world. That was an incredible experience to swim domestic audience, and I hope to have a similar feelings in this year as well.
I'm sure, but in this year you will have new events. Maybe you will try yourself in freestyle as well, or you will focus only on the butterfly?
Of course, that's me. I always want more something new with my coach. I've changed my coach. We are looking forward, and I hope we can work together as a team for a very long time.
I feel you don't have any motivational problem right now. Okay, good. Of course, we are looking forward for the swimming competition as well. To be able to start the process of the draw, I would like to welcome on stage Mr. Manuel Iben, the president of FINA's Technical Water Polo Committee, as he supervises the draw to have everything correct. Senor Iben, welcome. It's great to see you. The rules are pretty simple, we can say. You can see shortly the 16 qualified teams. The teams are in 4 different pots regarding to their seedings. We start with pot number 1, where we have the Olympic and World Champion United States, the Olympic finalist and current European champion Spain, the Olympic bronze medalist and host Hungary, and the 3rd place team from the previous Worlds, Australia. Then we continue with pot number 4, which will be followed by pot number 3, and of course, at the end, we finish with pot number 2. The teams from each pot will be drawn into Group A, B, C, and D in alphabetical order. There's a special rule. Hungary will be in Group A, but from there, the next team drawn will be in Group B, the next in Group C, and then the last remaining team in the actual pot into Group D. After being divided into these groups, the teams will be receiving a separate number, thanks to Kristóf, from 1 to 4. These numbers will decide the order of the games within the group. That's why this is so important. So let's start with pot A. This is now the time to start the draw. And of course, as we know, there's a special rule. So Márton, please find Hungary. It's a bit easier. We start with the host nation. In this case, we know that Hungary will play in Group A.
Hungary.
Now we know that Hungary is in Group A, and now we have to find the number of Hungary. So Kristóf, please find one number for the host nation. Of course, Hungary played very well and got their first Olympic medal
A2
in Tokyo. And the position of Hungary is A2. Okay, we stay with pot number 1. We'll find out shortly which is the second team, which will go to Group B.
USA.
So the United States of America, the Olympic champion and the title holder, they won the previous 3 World Championships. They will play in Group B. We have to find a number for the United States.
B1.
And as the title holder, they have the number 1 in the group. We will have the third team from pot number 1. These are, from the seedings, the best teams right now in the world.
Australia.
The third team is Australia. They will play in Group C. They are the bronze medalists from the previous Worlds in Gwangju. You have great memories. In Gwangju, you had a new world record.
C4.
Australia play as number 4. There won't be a huge surprise for the last team in pot number 1, but still, we'll see.
Spain.
So Spain, everything is in order. We have to find a number for Spain as well. They were second at the last 2 World Championships.
D4.
And they also have number 4 within the group. This is very important for the order. Now we continue with pot number 4. So we go down on the list of the seeding. We have Kazakhstan, Colombia, Thailand, and the Republic of South Africa in this pot.
Colombia.
And we start with Colombia. This means that Hungary will play with Colombia. The when is the question right now, because Colombia is also in Group A. We got time.
A4.
A4 is the place for Colombia. Now we will find one opponent for the title holder, United States of America, in Group B.
South Africa.
So South Africa will play against the United States. They were 10th at the Olympics last year. Go ahead. They were 14th in the previous World Championship.
B3.
And their position is B3. Very good. The third team from pot 4.
Kazakhstan.
We have Kazakhstan as well. They were 10th in Gwangju, their second best performance in the World Championship. And their position in Group C is
C4. C2.
C2. And we have C2 above our heads. And of course, we have the fourth team in pot number 4.
Thailandia.
And it's Thailand. Now we have to find a number in Group D for them.
D1.
They have the position D1. Okay, guys, we are doing very well. Already the half of it, what we have. So we continue with pot number 3. We have Argentina, Italy, France, and New Zealand in this group.
Italy.
And this means that Hungary will play against Italy in the group phase already. Now we have to find a number for Italy. Of course, Italy didn't qualify for Tokyo, so they will have a motivated team.
A1.
They have the A1 position. We have the next team from pot number 3.
Argentina.
Argentina is the next team. We have to find a number for them as well. So, United States will play against Argentina as well.
B4.
We have the position number 4. We have 2 teams left in this spot, France and New Zealand.
New Zealand.
It's New Zealand in Group C. They played in each World Championship since 2005.
C3.
And they have the position C3. And we have France. One thing is sure, they will play at the Olympics in 2024.
France.
And it's a good news, it's still France. So they will play in Group D.
D2.
And their position is D2. Okay, and now the most exciting part, when we will have the teams from pot number 2. We can start, Marton. We have the Netherlands, Canada, Brazil and Greece in this pot.
Canada.
And we have Canada in the group, which is very exciting for the Hungarian fans because we played in 2017 against them in the quarter-final. We don't have the best memories from that, but we have a chance to go against them right now again. Of course, we have to find a number just to be sure in everything.
A3.
A3, which is good. We have a full Group A right now.
Netherlands.
It's also going to be an exciting game between the United States and the Netherlands, silver medalists in 2015. Huge European power.
B2.
They have the position B2. Now we will find out which will be the last team of Group C.
Brazil.
Brazil is there, thanks to their Polo World League Intercontinental Tournament in Lima. They will participate in Budapest or in Hungary, we can state, because we still have to decide the venues of the groups.
C1.
It's C1. And now the last ball.
Greece.
And it's Greece. So Greece will be in Group D. They were world champions in 2011 and they were in the last 8 in every edition since 2005.
D3.
And it's D3. Marton, Christoph, you did a very good job. I'm sure you have some phone call from the Hungarian head coach, but still we have a very good group and this is going to be very exciting right from the start. Right now, we will take a short commercial break and then we come back and we'll have the draw for the men's competition as well. Thank you, guys.
See you in shortly.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is still the official draw of the 2022 FINA World Championships water polo competition. We already know the groups of the women's tournament. Now we find out who will play against who in the men's preliminary round. The procedure will be the same, so we need some help. First, an Olympic and European bronze medalist who knows how passionate the Hungarian fans can be.
Leimeter, gól!
Dóra Leimeter is with us. Hello, Dóra. It's great to have you here. You played in front of the home crowd in 2020. How do you remember back to those 2 weeks? Because the atmosphere in the Danube Arena was pretty good, I guess.
Yes, it was amazing. I think it's always a pleasure and an honor to play in front of the Hungarian people. Fortunately, they love water polo, so I hope there will be lots of people. So yes, it will be amazing, and we hope we can thank them with the support, with the great matches, and the final and the medal.
That would be very good. Of course, all the Hungarian fans remember back to the 2017 World Championships because the Hungarian team played very well, and the team only lost 1 game, but still they weren't able to qualify into the last 4. Can we say that this is an unfinished business for you, or it's a completely new chapter?
Yes, it's an unfinished business, but it was a very long time ago, and our team is changed, so there are lots of new people, especially me. So yes, it's an unfinished business, and we hope we can jump that to be in the best 4.
Hopefully you will be. The last question, you already know the group. I wouldn't say it's an easy group, but what are your first impressions?
Yes, it's not easy, but I think it's not bad. So we will have an easier game. And
the rematch against Canada,
yes,
for example.
Yes, and
you can see the groups as well from the women's competition. You will play against Italy, Canada and Colombia.
Yes, we will have an easier game and a harder game. So I think it's good to start the world champions. And of course we want to be the first in the group. So we will target that.
Yeah, because if you are first in the group, you will play automatically in the quarterfinals.
Yes.
If you're second or third, then you will have the crossover. Okay, thank you. We will have a jab shortly, but now we also need someone in the other side, so we continue with the Hungarian swimmer. She became world champion in 2019. She's also an Olympic bronze medalist. Bogárka Kapás is here with us. Hello, Bogi. We are delighted to have you here. First of all, how big news was it for you and your career that Hungary will have the opportunity to be the host of the 2022 World Championships?
Yes, it was pretty big, and I was very happy and excited because it's always very special to race in front of the home crowd. So.
You had the chance, we can talk about European Championship or World Championship in 2017. Is it completely different to swim in front of the home crowd?
Yes, it is. It's so amazing. I mean, I think Hungarian people are the best when it comes to cheering, so I can't wait to race again in front of them.
And the good news is for you, I guess, is that right now we will start with the swimming competition, and then in the second part of the World Championship, you will be able to go to the girls or the guys' water polo matches.
Yes.
We will see you at the Hajós Complex?
I will be there, definitely, yes.
Of course. It won't be easy to get some tickets, that's for sure. Okay, to be able to start the process, I would like to welcome on stage again Mr. Manuel Iben, the president of FINA's Technical Water Polo Committee. Of course, he supervises the draw to have everything correct. Senor Iben, welcome again.
Okay.
Okay, the rules are basically the same. You can see the 16 qualified teams. The teams are, of course, in 4 pots, thanks to their seedings. We start with pot number 1, where we have the Olympic champion Serbia, the Olympic finalist Greece, the Olympic bronze medalist and host Hungary, and we have the Olympic semi-finalist Spain as well. Then we continue with pot number 4, then pot number 3, and we finish with pot number 2. The teams from each pot will be drawn into Group A, B, C, and D in alphabetical order. There's a special rule: Hungary will play in Group A, but from there the next team drawn will be in Group B, the next in Group C, and then the last remaining team in the actual pot into Group D. After being divided into these groups, the teams will receiving a separate number from 1 to 4 thanks to the other draw. These numbers will decide the order of the games within the group. So that's all. We can start. Let's find out the first team, which won't be a surprise. We have a little Hungarian flag, just to know, because I know you're curious how Dora or Martin in the past did.
Hungary.
So Hungary will be in Group A, and now Oglarka will find a number for the host nation.
It's 1.
A1. Very good. Then we stay in pot number 1. We have the Olympic champions, Serbians, for example, in this group. Who will play in Group B?
Greece.
So the Olympic finalist Greek team.
B2.
And they have the position number 2. We have Serbia and Spain in pot number 1.
Spain.
This means that Spain will play in Group C, but which number will get?
C4.
They were 4th in Tokyo, now they have number 4 within their group. And we have the last team in pot 1. Thank you.
Serbia.
The winner of the previous 2 summer games. Serbia, they will play in Group D.
4.
And their position is number 4. Okay, now we continue with pot number 4. We have Republic of South Africa, for example, in this pot.
Georgia.
And we have Georgia in Group A. This means the Hungarians will play against Georgia, the debutant in the World Championship.
A4.
And their position within the group is number 4.
Japan.
Japan will be in Group B. They were 10th in front of their home, I wouldn't say crowd, but people.
B1.
Their position is number 1. We continue on pot number 4. We have 2 teams left.
South Africa.
South Africa will play in Group C. They are the kings of Africa in water polo. They had the chance to play in Tokyo. They were 12th.
C3.
And their position is C3. And the last team from this group, another, let's say, continental king. Fingers crossed, but of course, what is good right now, it's
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. And they will have a number within the group.
D1.
D1. Okay, we are halfway through. Everything is correct. We can continue with pot number 3. We have Brazil, Italy, Germany, and Australia here, of course. We see if the Hungarian man will play with the Italians within the group.
Brazil.
No, Brazil. Also from America in Group A.
A2.
And their position is A2. Now we can continue. Which team will play with Japan and Greece?
Germany.
Germany. The next team.
B3.
And their position is B3. We find out shortly the third team of Group C.
Italy.
Italy. This is exciting. We have Spain-Italy game right at the preliminary round.
C1.
And they have the position C1. And the last team from this group, or let's be correct, pot.
Australia.
Very good. We have Australia. We will have the number for Australia as well. Also from Oceania.
B3.
Number 3. And now we have pot number 2 with Montenegro, the United States of America, for example. We have Canada and Croatia as well.
Montenegro.
And it's Montenegro in Group A. Hopefully with number 3.
Yes. A3.
Oh, good. Hungary played against Montenegro in 2013 in the final of Barcelona in the World Championship. So it's basically a rematch, but with new players.
Croatia.
Croatia. So we have a Greece-Croatia game in Group B, which is also exciting.
B4.
They have the position B4. Of course, the Croatians remember very well to 2017 because they won the final against Hungary.
Canada.
And it's Canada in Group C. With Italy, South
C2.
Africa, and Spain. Very good. And the last team, the remaining team, which will go to Group D.
USA.
The United States of America. It's also going to be an epic battle.
D2.
And it's very good. Serbia against the United States is also a very exciting game. So now we have the complete draw of the men's tournament as well. I think we can take a look. We have great matchups already in the preliminary phase because, of course, Hungary against Montenegro or Greece against Croatia, but we can say Spain against Italy or Serbia against the United States are very, very good matches, but not just these games. All games are very exciting. Very excited we are that we will have these World Championships. Dóra Boglárka, thank you very much. I think you did a very good job. Of course, we wish you a very good and perfect preparation for the upcoming months, and good luck at the World Championships. Now we have one job left, because we don't know which groups will have which venues. Before we find out, let's see the 4 cities of Hungary. To decide the city allocation, we have Gábor Kárpáti, FINA's water polo sport manager here. Hello, Gábor. Basically, the rules are the same. We go by alphabetical order, but of course, we already know that the Hungarian teams will play in Budapest.
Yeah, correct. So let's start. Huh?
Of course.
But it's easy as we discussed, so no secret. Budapest.
So Group A will be in Budapest. Now the next group we find will play maybe the Group B.
This is Debrecen.
So the games of Group B will be in Debrecen, and it's the same for the women and the men competition as well. We can continue.
Sopron.
This means that the Group C of the women's and men's competition will be in Sopron, and for the last, not at least,
Szeged.
this means that the Group D matches will be in Szeged. Very good. Thank you, Gábor.
Thank you very much.
I think it was a great draw. Now the picture is clear. We know the path. The counting has already started. We wish good luck to everyone. Of course, we can see the groups again. This is the men's competition. We already know that Group A will be in Budapest, Group B in Debrecen. In Group C, people will be able to watch the game Italy against Spain, and in Group D, we will have the remaining 4 teams. Again, this will be the same for the women's competition as well, so it's very simple. We see you in June. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.